Hi everybody, this is math number 2 for this week. If you're watching them in order, yesterday we were measuring with paper clips, our first non-standard unit. Some other ideas for measuring with non-standard units are straws, okay, our paper clip from the other day. You can use a toothpick, okay. Crayons are pretty standard, they're standard size. Q-tips, same thing, all the same size. And popsicle sticks. Okay, lots of different things that you can measure with. But you also have to also think about what it is you're measuring. So if I wanted to measure something like this marker, I don't think using a straw would be my best idea. Okay, I would have to pick something that's smaller, probably something more like the paper clip. Okay, or something like, I was going to say my toothpick, but it seems, oh, there you go, it seems to have rolled away on me. Or a toothpick. Okay. Likewise, if I wanted to measure across my kitchen, I probably wouldn't choose something like a paper clip because I would be there for 100 years. Okay. I would probably pick something more like the straw because it would take me less because each straw is bigger. It covers up more space. Okay. So for instance, if I wanted to measure my handy dandy trusty whiteboard, okay, from the top to the bottom, there, can you see that now? From the top to the bottom, which one do you think would be best for me to use? I've got a straw, okay, got my Q-tip, popsicle stick, my little teeny tiny paper clip, okay, I've got my crayon and my toothpick. Which one do you think would be better? Okay, I don't know for sure, but I got a couple of these ready. Got some of these ready so I could start measuring with you. Okay, so I'm thinking if I start taking my teeny tiny little paper clip, this is going to take me a very long time to put each paper clip down. So I think I'm going to use something bigger. I think I'm going to try to use my crayon and my Q-tips. Now, because I have a lot of these, I'm going to use tape like we did yesterday so I can actually physically put them on the board. You could always lay the board down, but then you wouldn't be able to see anything. Okay? Or what else you can do with the marker like I showed you yesterday, you put one down, you mark the end, then you move it down, you mark the end again, you move it down, and so on. Okay? So I'm going to take a 2-second break. I'm going to go grab a bunch of crayons and a bunch of Q-tips, and I will be right back like the Flash. Ready? Hang on. Hey everybody, I'm back. Guess what just happened? I went in to grab a whole bunch of Q-tips in my drawer, and guess what? There was a spider in my drawer, so I had to kill my, I don't like spiders. They have to get out of my house. Okay, so anyway, I've got my Q-tips, I've got my crayons, let's get going. All right, so Q-tip, right up at the top, right at the beginning of where I want to start measuring, and there, one Q-tip, okay? Take my next Q-tip and I put it right below the other guy. I have 2 Q-tips. Okay, third one, right at the end. Okay, any predictions yet? How many Q-tips it's going to take me to get to the bottom here? Okay, let's see if you're right. Okay, right at the bottom. And, oh my, look at that. Look at that bottom. Okay, now if there had been more space left here, I would probably have stuck another one on because maybe it would be about this many and a half, but it seems like it would only be the top of another one. It's not really even a quarter of one. So we're going to say this one is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Q-tips long. Okay? Now, what do you think we're going to get with crayons? What do you think? I think we're going to get about 5 crayons too, and I'm going to tell you why. Because if I look at a crayon and I look at a Q-tip, they are roughly about the same size. So if it took 5 of these, it should probably take about 5 of these. Let's check it out. Can you see that bottom yet? What do you think? Would you say that's about half a crayon there at the bottom? Yeah. So instead of 5, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a half. And a half. Okay, you know what? I'm curious now. I wonder what would happen if we had something smaller and if we tried something bigger. Okay, I'll be right back. Did you miss me? I know I was gone for so long. Anyway, while I was gone, I put up some more tape because now I'm curious. If I use something smaller than a crayon, what's that going to do to my numbers? Am I going to have around 5? Am I going to have more than 5? Am I going to have less than 5? It makes sense that I would have more than 5 because it's going to take me more of these to cover the same space as 5 crayons or 5 Q-tips. Let's give it a shot. So there's 1. See, straight. There we go. Sort of straight. Okay, 1. And 2. And 3. Another purple one. 4. Now look, we're already at 4 Q-tips, and here's where 4 crayons ended. See? And we have 5. And then we have 6. Oh, look at that space at the bottom. Would that be a half of one maybe? Let's see. Pretty close, pretty close. So we took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a half toothpicks. Why did we take more? Because the actual unit that we were using is smaller. So likewise, if we take a bigger unit, is that going to take us more or less than all the other ones? I think it's going to take us less. All right, let's see. I've got 1 straw. Put it right at the bottom. Oh, look at that. Only 2 straws to get all the way to the bottom because the unit itself was bigger, okay? So the smaller unit you choose, the more it's going to take you to get to cover whatever area you want to cover. The bigger unit you choose, okay, the less it's going to take to get to where you want to go. Now, these are pretty standard units that you would use as long as you don't have to use one of these, you can, but as long as whatever you choose to use is exactly the same, okay? So if you have a toy, like we were talking about Lego earlier, if you wanted to take the little, I don't know, 4x4 or 4x2 Lego pieces and put them in a row, that's fine. They're all exactly the same, but you can't put a 4x2 Lego piece and then a 3x2 Lego piece and then a 2x2 Lego piece and then some other kind of Lego piece. It can't just be Lego pieces. They have to be exactly the same. Okay, so your job today is to measure something that's kind of larger in your house, okay? I don't want you to measure, I don't know, a pen, okay? Don't measure just a little pen. I want you to measure your dining room table, or I want you to measure your coffee table, or I want you to measure your bed, okay? I want you to measure something that's of a decent proportion from one end to the other using one of the non-standard units. Now you're going to have to think really hard about this, because if you're measuring the coffee table, I don't think mommy is going to appreciate you putting a popsicle stick down and then drawing a line on her coffee table to make sure that you go enough all the way across. So discuss it with mommy and daddy, see what you guys can come up with. Maybe you can put a great big long piece of paper on the coffee table and measure it. Whatever works for you guys, you figure it out. You let me know, show me in a video, photo, or you can do some writing and drawing to tell me all about it. And you know what? Cooper did something very similar to this for SK, and we took a picture of it to send it to his teacher through her Google Classroom. I'm going to post that picture here too, so you can take a look at it and see what we're talking about, okay? He didn't measure something very large, but he measured something pretty much like what we just did, okay? So we'll talk soon. Have fun. Good luck.